All right. And guess what, y'all? We're making more flying geese. Yes, we are. If I can get paid for making flying geese, I think I'll be rich by now. Okay. Hi, friends. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kate, and we are tackling block number 10 and 11 from the Barnstar Sampler Quilt, right? The reason why I'm showing number 10 and 11 is because these blocks are small. They're like baby size, they're so small and they're easy. And the reason why I take my time with sewing these blocks is because not everybody is advanced. Not everybody is intermediate. There are people that are, believe it or not, that are older and doing quilting or going into quilting for the first time. And so I don't want to make assumption and thinking that everybody knows how to sew it because it's a beginner block, and it's really like it's rather a simple or almost an easier block to sew, but it's smaller. So we sewed a large block, a medium-sized block, and today we're going to sew the small ones, okay? And this is what it looks like. This is block number 10, right? So I like to make it interesting, and that's the little raccoon, I think, from the Tulip Pink Tiny Beast line. And block number 11 looks something like this. See how small, like my face. It's literally smaller than my face if it wasn't this fat. Sorry about that. Anyways, but this is a smaller block, okay? Um, so let me show you where these blocks are going to go inside the quilt, okay? So the first one's going to go right here. The second one is going to go right here. And the third one is going to go right down here. Now I'm going to explain. I read a comment the other day that says that she's using reproductive fabrics, right? Since we made the bigger block and the color shows so much on those blocks, and then now we're going to be making a smaller block. This is where your colors, it doesn't matter if you're using reproductive, if you're using modern, or if you're using like a Lori Holt, okay? Just all genre. This is when you're gonna have to start tightening your colors, because these bigger ones will show up more. And if you have the smaller ones right here, and if they're muted right here, right here, and right here, right? We're not even going to talk about these right here because they look muted already. Okay. So if you're going to use a muted color in these smaller blocks, they're going to be lost within the quilt. Okay. So my recommendation or tip is that if, this is just me talking, right? Is to use a more of a color that would like pop also, but at the same time, it's not competing with your bigger blocks. So it shows up, it says that I'm there, but then again, it's kind of like taking a step back, but you still see it within the quilt. So that's why I'm stressing about it. If you use a color that is like muted, it will get lost. It will just look blended with your background. If that's what you want, that's great. But if you want those blocks to stand out, because those blocks are as small as they are, the smaller they are, the harder it is to make. So if you want them to show up in the quilt, you might want to use colors that kind of stand out. And that's why I'm using these kind of colors, right? These are muted colors, but then again, the star points will still say, hey, I'm here, but I'm not competing with the bigger blocks. So there you go. Okay. And these ones too. It's still there. The star points are there, but then these right here matches with the background, and this one will pop. And this is not competing with anything else. It's just a little interest. So that's just where I'm going with that. And I also prepared this right here. It's yellow. The reason why I made this background yellow is because in one of the spots that is going to go, the background around that area of the quilt is so it's light. So I put the yellow as the background to make it stand out by itself without competing, because yellow is more of a like peaceful color. You know, depending on what kind of yellow you're using, yellow tends to be a little peaceful and don't compete very much with other colors. So for block number 10 is the ribbon star. That's what I'm going to sew first. Okay. And then I'll go on ahead and sew number 11, which is the mosaic star. So let's get sewing. So the first step for block number 10 is wanting us to make the flying geese. And the flying geese is already prepared right here. So I've already done it, and this is it. And we're making 4 of the flying geese. So the next step that we are going to do, okay, is the square in a square. And I'm going to get my 8-piece, and I'm going to sew it on the corners. So here we go. I've made this super cute square in a square with a little raccoon in the middle, just chilling, right? All right, so this is like super easy block to put together. I am not kidding. So what we're gonna do now is we're just doing star. That's it. We're making a star. We're gonna put this like this. We're going to put this like this. And we're going to put this like this. And then we're gonna get our D square, right? We're gonna get our D piece. We're gonna put it right there. We're gonna put it right there. And then we are going to put it right. So that's simple. That's what we're doing. Okay. And then we're going to sew all of them together, chain piece it. That is the name of the game today, chain piece. Okay. And I'm just making sure that I don't chop my points off. I mean, these are like very small, easy blocks to make, but the smaller they are, the more you have to fight with it. Okay, so these are sewn together right now, right? And I have not talked about pressing yet. So with this block being so tiny and having literally 50 seams, what I'm gonna do with this one is press open. That's why I made my length of my stitches are 1.5, so it won't fall apart. So right now I'm pinning and I am sewing my sewing with my seams open. So like just like that, y'all, we are done with this block. I mean, it is so easy. Anybody could do this. A beginner can do this with no problem. The only thing when I was a beginner is, yes, my points may not match, but I still did a block and I got better each time. So if you are a beginner and then you're like, oh my gosh, there's a lot of seams, and I'm saying it's an easy block, and you don't think that because of the seam, because of the so many seams, it'll come at, you know, as time goes on. But this in real time, it's taking me with ripping out a little bit of it because of me chopping the point off a little bit. It's literally taking me like less than 20 minutes to do the entire block. So it's doable. All right. So this block is completely sewn and done. And I'm just going to press all of the seams open. Okay. I'm not pressing anything closed. I mean, anything to the side, because there are way too many seams in this block to be pressing to the side. That's just my personal opinion. If you want to press to the side, there is nothing wrong with that. You can do that. But in my humbled opinion, I will press open. And that is that. This is done. So what I'm going to do now is press it open and bring it right back. All right, block number 10 is done. And now I'm going to go ahead and make block number 11, which is the mosaic star. And the same thing goes for the mosaic star. Okay, we're going to do a square and a square, and we are going to do, you guessed it right, we are going to make flying geese, of which I've already prepared ahead of time. Okay, so these are the flying geese that we're going to do. We need 4, very easy. And we are going to do a half square triangle, right? Which is right here. We need 4. I've already also prepared that. Rather easy, beginner friendly steps. So with this, I'm going to make, this is a little different. This is the fuzzy cut that I'm going to use for the middle. Now, designer for this is Anna Maria Horner, and she designs for Free Spirit. This is, I've had this in my stash for a while, so I just thought I'd use it because the color does kind of go with it, and it gives me opportunity to fuzzy cut. So there you go. Okay, that is super cute. That is, I can make this all day long. This is cute. So this is the square and the square for block number 11, which is the mosaic. So what we're going to do now is assemble it. Very easy. So we're going to put this like this, which is the sides, right? The sides and the side. My color, see, is making that star already. And so with this one, whatever color you've chosen, right? This right here has to like kind of like meet just like that. So you don't get it confused. And like this, kind of like a bow tie type situation, just like that. This block is done. That is super easy, super simple. Just make sure you don't flip your half square triangle when you're sewing. And that is it, guys. I am not kidding. This block, 2 of them are done in like 30 minutes. That is how easy and fast this block is. Even though this is a small block, I do enjoy making it. This is so small and cute, and it's so fast. So I'm pretty sure you guys are like, oh, this is so easy. But I do appreciate you being here, and I appreciate you subscribing to my channel. And if you have not subscribed yet, please don't forget to subscribe down below and like the video and share. I do really appreciate your support, and I appreciate you watching. So we are almost done sewing this entire block. This is block number 10 and 11. This block has 50 seams. So with that being said, I am going to also press this open as well. The direction in the book said to press to the side. I don't think I want to do that with this one. With those bigger blocks, I can get away with it because the bulk was so like minimal that it wasn't even, it didn't matter. But with this one, it's a small block and there's no side piece, middle piece. This is it, like literally. So I'm just going to pin in place. So if you're a beginner and you're making this block and it has 50 seams, right? And you don't want your points to be weird, but I just kind of pin between the seams so it will stay in place and it will not shift while I'm sewing. I can put a little bit of effort into it. But if it does shift or something happen, um, so be it, right? So be it. And just like that, the second block is done. See how small and cute this is? And let me show you all 6 of them. So for this block, you're going to need to make 3 each, okay? So these are what all 6 of my blocks. This is what they look like right now, okay? These are all 6. So we need to make, for number 10, we need to make 3. For number 11, we also need to make 3. These are all 3. And these are number 11. This is the mosaic, just like that. So this is block number 10 and 11, y'all. So it's all done. And you know what I always say? It's time to make your blocks. But before you do that, don't forget to subscribe down below, okay? And, this weekend is Mother's Day, and I'm a mom of 2 rambunctious boys, right? And they are 6 and 9. And I want to just take a moment to say Happy Mother's Day to every mom out there, and Happy Mother's Day to every guardian out there. And I want to just encourage you to spend time with your kids. And if you have adult children, I hope they're giving you something for Mother's Day. Okay. And your husbands, just like I hope my husband is giving me something, I just hope is fabrics. Right? Sorry, I just have to say that. Anyways, with that being said, um, I have made my blog. Don't forget to subscribe down below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye, y'all. I just couldn't help myself. Like, yeah, I'll just say fabrics. I don't want anything else.